Hello, and welcome to your Thursday edition of TradeFT Daily Financial News. We've lined up today's key market updates, analysis, and expert takes to support your financial decisions. Subscribe now to stay in sync with the markets, and check out TradeFT.com for comprehensive insights and strategies. And in US stock market news, it was a rough day on Wall Street. All three major indexes posted their largest daily losses in months. The Dow dropped 1,123 points, marking its 10th consecutive decline, the longest losing streak since 1974. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 fell nearly 3%, and the Nasdaq shed over 3.5%. Investors reacted sharply to the Federal Reserve's rate cut and projections signaling cautious easing in 2025. These moves reflect growing concerns about inflation, labor market conditions, and slower rate cuts. Real estate and consumer discretionary sectors led the declines, both down over 4%. And in Forex news, the US dollar soared near a two-year high following the Fed's hawkish tone. The dollar index held steady at 108.08, buoyed by expectations of fewer rate cuts next year. Meanwhile, the yen hit a one-month low after the Bank of Japan maintained rates, but signaled potential tightening in 2025. Other currencies, including the Swiss franc, Canadian dollar, and South Korean won, tumbled to milestone lows as the global market recalibrated expectations. Cryptocurrency markets also felt the heat. Bitcoin briefly slipped below the $100,000 mark, as Fed Chair Jerome Powell dismissed speculation of government stockpiling digital assets. Stocks tied to crypto like MicroStrategy, Mara Holdings, and Riot Platforms saw double-digit losses, with declines of up to 14.5%. The volatility underscores investor caution around regulatory risks and inflation-driven market shifts. Asian markets mirrored Wall Street's drop, with the MSCI Asia-Pacific Index and Japan's Nikkei both down about 1%. The yen's weakness weighed heavily, driven by the Bank of Japan's decision to hold rates steady despite inflationary pressures. Traders are watching central bank policies worldwide, including the Bank of England's upcoming announcement, which is expected to hold rates amid slowing economic growth. And finally, in commodities news, gold rebounded 0.8% after dipping to a one-month low, driven by short covering and a weaker outlook for inflation. Spot gold currently sits at $2,607 per ounce. Meanwhile, oil prices slid as Brent crude fell to $72.92 a barrel. The Federal Reserve's cautious approach to rate cuts and mixed demand data suggest continued pressure on energy markets. Thanks for watching today's market update. If you found it helpful, remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay ahead of the financial news. We'll see you tomorrow for our final update of the week. Stay connected with TradeFT.